Hello and welcome, everybody. It's a Friday afternoon, July 18th, 2025. I am Mikey, of course, of Mikey Sue's 4. My beautiful wife, Suzanne, back there monitoring the chat. And of course, we've got our girls, Moon Pie and Deja running around the place as normal. Today is another one of our, what I like to call, just another stream, or JAS. This is special edition number 13. Lucky number 13 for both of us. My personal lucky numbers are 7 and 11, but for her, that's 13, and we share that. So 13 is the other number we share. Today, I just want to kind of reminisce about 8 dear friends that, well, some I know currently, but others I haven't thought of in a really long time. And those 8 persons, of course, I won't mention their full last name, but I will mention their first names. But they were considered our gang back in the day when I was growing up. Now, yes, if you ask if Mikey had a life before Suzanne, yes, of course I did, but it wasn't always fun. I mean, it was just getting. Oh, I was just trying to get through life. That's all. Until I met you. Obviously. So, yeah. So for let's see, until I first met her in 2015, yeah, I mean, that was, 49 years that it took me a while to, get around and try to get my life set. And then I met her and everything changed for the better. So, I'm just gonna reminisce about a few of our dear friends and where I think they are now. And Larry and James, if you guys watch this rewatch, you'll have some reminiscing too of some of our gang members. Now, when we talk about gangs, usually there is a very negative connotation about gangs, right? They hang with the wrong crowd, they do drugs, they shoot people, they do other stuff. But see, our gang was unique. The reason it was so unique is that we didn't do those things. We never took drugs. I think some of us may have drank later on in life, obviously, because we were, we loved to party. But we never did drugs. We never smoked weed. We never did any of the bad things that most people do, just for the heck of it. No, we never did that. Now, I did try a cigarette once, and I spit it right out. My brother tried smoking, but then he thought it was disgusting, got rid of it. Unfortunately, one of my sisters right now is still smoking, but I think she's quitting. I hope she is. And I won't say her name, but yeah, hopefully she is. But anyway, we did the normal things that kids would do, as we grew up. I mean, we played extra sports. I mean, I played baseball, basketball. I was a trainer for a basketball team for my, high school for 2 years in a row. Got a letter for it, for the varsity team. It was fun. And I've had a lot of great memories of the friends I made over time. 2 of them who I met again. Well, one I met again for it seemed like the first time in a long time. We were actually able to be on the same panel together. And that was due to my friend Larry, my brother who I've known for so long, for Be Yourself Adventures. By the way, just to give you a quick update, yes, he's doing well, but he is expecting to go through another tough heart operation on August the 1st. So anyone who's still thinking of Larry, please, all the prayers in the world help. And if you can, and he'll tell you, or maybe he won't tell you, but he'll be, a little self-conscious about it. But if you want to donate to his channel, in any way possible, any super stickers, any PayPal, anything like that, and he's got links for that from his own channel, go right ahead, please. Anything will help. 99 cents, a buck, anything can help out to his recovery and everything he does afterwards. And welcome, Roger Blair. Hello, Roger Blair. Howdy, Mikey. Roger, you're always a wonderful attendee to our chats and our live streams and webcams. So thank you, Roger, for being here today. Really appreciate that, my friend. Okay. So let's see. Alrighty. So hopefully everyone's going to have a great God blessed weekend. Hope so. All right. So let's get to the reminiscing here real quick. It's going to be very, very quick, I promise. Then there's going to be some updates coming up for this channel. So I'm going to let you know what those updates are real quickly. Okay. So back in the day, right around the mid 1970s, around 1976, I believe it was, I met my first two real good friends. I've known them for over 50 years apiece. I actually met my first friend, whose name was James. And, we were just in school. I mean, I was only 10 years old. I didn't turn 11 until I go, when I go back to school, that's when I can count when my years were coming up. So I was going to turn 11 in September. You all know my birthday by now, so I don't need to say it. But anyway, the summer of 76, and that's when I met my friend James. And then later, he introduced me to my other best friend, Larry, of Be Yourself Adventures. And we got together with myself, my brother, Philip, and James and Larry, and we became the gang. That was the first part of the gang that we had, the first incantation of it. And we hung out together. We, went to the park together. We went to the mall together. We did all these wonderful things that, teenagers can do when they don't have other things going on, so to speak. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Fun being a kid back then. Yeah, I got in trouble too. I beat up a girl on my neighborhood block. Not going to say her name, but, it was terrible. Yeah. But what was so nice is that James didn't live very far from where my parents did. And my parents and I, as you know, and Suzanne and everybody else, Catholics, right? And so we all met each other through Mass. So that's how I met James and his mom and dad, Marie and Jim, through church going and everything. So that was kind of cool. And then when I met Larry, Larry, I met through both his mother, Charlene, who was a very nice lady, rest in peace, because she did pass away, unfortunately, last year. We were very still bummed out about that. All of us are, because we're all interconnected. My parents knew, like I said, knew James' parents through church and school, because James was a year behind me, and so was Larry. So, and then Phil, my brother, was 2 years behind me in schooling. So, that's how it worked out. And through PTA, my mom met Charlene, and that's how it turned out. So everything was great. Yeah. So, all right, and let's see, we got Bone. Hey, Bone, welcome. Good to see you, my friend. Yep, Larry's doing okay, but he's going to get a lot of rest. We had to force him. I think it was his wife Diane that did, and I hope she did, because but he's getting a lot of rest. He's not going to be doing as many things. He might do an occasional Fortnite thing, but on his channel. But right now, he's going to take a lot of rest because he does have another important appointment coming up next month in August. So, and Roger says howdy to Bone, and Bone says hi, Roger. Yeah, so thank you guys. Yeah, thank you, gentlemen, for being the first two here in the box today and saying hello. All right, so just to kind of speed up the story there, and of course, here is Toby. Hi, Toby. Morning, Mikey in chat. Good morning, Toby. It's good to see you, my friend. Wow, you guys are awesome. 3 of you are already here. That's great. Okay, so after I met James, after my brother and I met James and Larry, last night we were talking about a memory which still sticks to my head to this day. And when we got older, we decided to take a few trips. So we would go up north, and we went up north. And long story short, we got caught in my brother Larry's truck for over 8 hours it was raining hard outside, and some of the roadway that we just drove up on was washing away, like a flash flood. So I don't know how we got out of there. Still don't know how to this day, but we did. We did have the help of some friends. Well, you know, new friends that came down from the top of the mountain there, off the cliffs area there and stuff, and came to help us. So that was very nice. Angels, I think, because we didn't see them again after we left. So they were definitely angels. But yeah, we had a good time. But it was crazy. I mean, we had a couple, you know, uh, sleeping bags, but the tent and everything was packed away. It was still in the truck. It's raining outside, and the four of us are sitting in the cab of the truck together, trying to, you know, huddle up and try to get warm. And I don't think any of us slept that night. Yeah. And that was outside Young, Arizona. Yeah. Just past Woods Canyon Lake. What memories. And then my brother James reminded me that we found a dead body at one time. So that's a mystery. We still never knew who that was, but it jogged my memory. We were walking down a wash, and all of a sudden we saw this body, but it had been there for a few days. So, it was really stinky. Didn't know what it was, you know. Figured out it was a human, but, what did we know? The person was pretty much gone. I guess some of the local wildlife had gotten a hold of him. So, it was just, it was crazy. Yeah, we did tell the police, but I mean, it was nuts. And until James revealed that to me, I had forgotten that. I think I had suppressed it, put it back in my subconscious. But yeah, true story. Yeah, when we were kids. Yeah. So let's see. We've got Howdy Toby from Roger, and we've got Hello Roger from Toby. Cool. You guys are saying hello to each other and chumming up again. So very cool. Thank you guys. Okay, so let's get to the rest of the gang. So then later on, my sophomore year in high school, and James was just starting his freshman year. Well, a couple months before that, we had met a guy named Frank Straka. And Frank Straka, along with his beautiful mom back then, Arlene, because my mom's beautiful, still is. But, they knew each other through school. I think Frank had been in my eighth grade class, eighth grade. He was in one of my eighth grade classes when I was at Greenway, but I think he left there. And then when I went to Borgate Catholic High School my freshman year, that's when Frank started at Paradise Valley High School. And he graduated early. He left before his senior year was over. Hey, he was that smart. Still is. Anyway, so I meet him my sophomore year, finally, or seen him again. And my friend James, a freshman, well, guess who got hazed? Poor James. Oh, James, I'm sorry, dude. After all these years, I didn't think Frank was that bold, but he just came right out and said you were a freshman. And I agreed, and I shook my head. And next thing you know, you're being chased all up and down Paradisville High School. The grounds and everything. My poor friend. Oh man, it really, really just fun times. But that's how I met Frank. So that was my our fifth member of the gang. The sixth member and the seventh member of the gangs came later. When I was a junior, I had worked with this one guy named Michael Starks. Or I'm sorry, I didn't mean to reveal his last name. Sorry about that, Mike. Anyway, worked with Mike, and Mike and his gal friend, not a girlfriend, but they were a gal friend, was Tammy. And Tammy was one of the teacher's assistants, like I was, for Mr. Farrell, who was our American history teacher. And Tammy was a year behind me, same as Larry, same as James. And so was Michael. So, So we went to Mike's house. We hung out. We did stuff. Tammy, she and I, we talked to each other at the school in the cafeteria. Talk about assignments, what we had to do. We had to grade papers or things like that. So that was fun. Tammy was a wonderful person, wonderful friend. And she came to my graduation. So she came to my graduation party. That was nice. And Larry threw me in a pool. Thanks, Larry. My doughboy pool, and you threw me in completely clothed. I will never forget you for that. You silly boy. Anyway, well, he's a tall dude. I mean, if you guys have seen Larry, okay, you have not seen, believe me, until you've seen his adventures where he goes around, the state of Arizona, whatever, you haven't really seen and really gauged his complete height. He's a very tall man. There he is. Mm-hmm. And I mean, can you imagine being that tall back when he was a kid, when he was a junior in high school, and he throws me, a senior, who's probably less than 5 feet tall, at that time. I was about 5'3". But anyway, it didn't matter. He threw me into my mom and dad's doughboy pool. Completely clothed. Like after I just got through carrying Stacy Connor, rest in peace, down from the platform after I graduated from high school. As a gesture of good faith for the ladies that graduated with us. So those were the next two after Frank. And then the next bunch of our gang actually came later with my brother Philip. And he played a few games with us, We were big gamester people, but not in the way of well, I did try for Dungeons and Dragons and didn't do well, at school. That was one of our extracurricular clubs. I did play chess with James. James is a good chess player, so he and I we played. That was my senior year because I had joined chess club my junior year, and then I was there for 2 years, and I was considered one of the best chess players in our little group. It wasn't very big, but James was second to me. But then he started beating me, so I was like, no, we're all equal here, okay? Mr. Paul Vino, he was one of our sponsors. So I said, no, 4 of us are good. Don't worry about it. And we did win a couple matches at a few, other high schools when we were competing. I think we went to, what was the name of that one? Deer Valley. We went to Deer Valley High School. And I think me and James beat a couple guys, and my other friend, Jim, I forget his last name, but there was another Jim that was in our group, and then there's another gentleman that was there, and I think they did pretty good. So, yeah, we won. I think we played 3 schools, and I think we went 1 and 2. So we won one big whole set of matches at 1, and then we lost 2 others. So, yeah, but not by much, because there was only 4 of us, right? So that's it. I mean, each of us got to play one person, and it was, so it was a total of 8 matches, with 4 people. Not bad though. Yeah, we did pretty good as a chess club team. But Patrick came along, and then there was John, and Patrick and John were friends of my brother Philip, and they came along, and one of our last pictures we all had together, including Frank, myself, Larry, James, John, Patrick, and Phil, it didn't have Michael and Tammy. That's okay though. But we had all of us, the rest of us. We were in my brother's very first wedding to a gal named Stephanie, who we don't like to talk about anymore. So, sorry, Phil. Just had to mention once. That's it. Okay. But yeah, we were all there, all groomsmen, all dressed up. And we had this big picture that Patrick found. Thank you, Patrick, for showing that to us. And it has all of us in it. That was one of the last times we were all together. Yeah. As a gang, as our gang. So, yeah. And let's see. Roger says, my uncle and his family lived in Arizona back in the late 70s and early 80s. Oh, awesome, Roger. Cool. If you want to tell me, you don't have to, but if you want to tell me what, towns you were in, when we moved to Arizona back in 1971 from California, because that's where my brother and I were born, was in California in the San Francisco Bay Area. But when we moved to Arizona, we lived in a place called South Scottsdale. Then in 1975, and I mean, when we moved into South Scottsdale, my mom just had first of our two sisters, Bernie, and then in 75, when my mom had the second of our two sisters, Elizabeth, we moved to what was called Paradise Valley, but in effect, it was North Phoenix later on. And then from there, I moved over to Scottsdale, and I lived in Northeast Scottsdale for a while. Two other states I lived in, Colorado, or three actually, Colorado, Florida, and Oklahoma in the interim. And then I finally moved here in 2017 in with Suzanne. And we took the long road. Like, we went down, visited my parents, then drove all the way back, over 6,600 miles round trip. Yeah, from Toronto to Phoenix and Scottsdale, and then back to Toronto. So yeah, he lived around Phoenix. Very cool. Yeah. So then you must have known from him the 70s and the late 70s, early 80s in Phoenix. Different times, but still very, very hot, right? 100-degree temperatures. We all figured this out, okay? As kids, and then later on as we're growing as young adults and whatever, we figured this out. There is at least 9 months to 10 months of the year in central Arizona. Now, there's 3 climate zones, right? Up in northern Arizona, that's where it gets a little bit cooler, whatever. But they always do have 4 seasons there. When you go to southern Arizona, you do have Mount Lemmon, which is outside of Tucson. That is the equivalent of Snowball, or in our case, Humphreys Peak, which is outside of Flagstaff. So there is a couple of different seasons there, but if you're down on the bottom, it's only just spring or summer, right? But in central Arizona, that is all it's about. Summer, 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 and maybe 3 good months of spring, if anything, right? And Roger says, yeah, you said it was hot when you lived there. Amen, brother. Hot doesn't even begin to describe it, okay? It's almost like living in your own oven. Yeah, what you do is you open up the door, you climb in, don't close the door, but you leave it partly open, and that is how every day felt like. So if you want to ask him how hot it was, and he said it was, yeah, but he's underrating it. It was completely insane. Yeah. So yeah, so let's see. Let's do a recap of where we're at here. Okay, so first there's myself and my brother, then Larry, then James. Well, no, James and Larry. Either way, it can intermingle. It goes either way. So we met them at the same time. Okay, so it's like I said, the 4 there. Frank made 5, Patrick made 6, John made 7, Tammy made 8, Michael, the other Michael, made 9, and finally, and last but not least, my best friend, who has been missing for a couple of years. I still hope she's okay out there. I still pray every day for everyone, but especially my best friend, Cheryl. And we knew each other since 3rd grade. And up to 2 years ago, no, now it's been almost 3. Wow. Up to 3 years ago, she had lost her best friend, which was my mom's friend, Gladys, her mom. And Gladys had to raise not only Cheryl and her brother, Cheryl's brother, and I believe one other child by herself. But then when Cheryl got pregnant, and she went ahead and asked permission if she could name her first kid Michael after me with our friendship. I said absolutely. Felt very honored. So then she raised Michael, then Christine, then Matthew, and Nikki, all by herself. Single mom. I tell you, I give it up to her. She was such a wonderful friend. We talked to each other. I would wish her happy birthday, because she was born the same year I was, in '65, but she was born uh, 10 days before me, and she laid that on me like a noose. She was like, "Oh, Mikey, again, look where we're at, and I'm older than you." And I said, "I know, but think about it, Cheryl. You're a woman. You're older." And she said, "Oh yeah, that part." And I said, "Oh yeah, that part." Yeah, but but long story short, up to 3 years ago, around 2022, 2023, um, she lost Gladys, and her kids were devastated, obviously, because that's grandma. Grandma was the matriarch. She was the one that raised the family back to practically herself, kept them going through school, doing all the sorts of things, and then she passed away. Rest in peace. Um, that just tore Cheryl apart, and she left. And her one of her children, Christine, is also out there with her. So hopefully, prayerfully, those two can find their way back home and get back to the family. You know. So, but but that was it. She was the 10th and final of what we considered our gang. Those were people that we grew up with, that influenced our lives in a big way, in a good way, and taught us about relationships, taught us about family, taught us about marriage, and how to be true to your wives, and or true to your husbands in the case of Frank and us. And what's weird is that out of all of us, the first person to actually get married was Frank. Frank got married to a beautiful wife named Sarah. And then Phil tried to get married, but that didn't quite work out. But now he's found Janet. He's very happy with that. Larry has his Diane. James has his Linda. Patrick has his Amber, as far as I know. John has always been on his own, but he has friends, lots of friends in the Hollywood business. Uh, Michael has Pixie. Tammy, I'm not sure what happened to Tammy. A lot of us are trying to figure it out, but I think she's okay. I hope so. I don't know what happened to her, but she was a great young lady. And then of course with Cheryl. So um, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people we cared about. There really was. And then now a lot of us are separated, right? We're in different places. It's crazy. Yeah. But enough reminiscing. Yeah. It gets very depressing every once in a while. But the important thing is that I still have some contacts with Patrick, with James, with Larry, sometimes with Frank. Um, and that's all that matters, is I still consider them family, which they are. They're all my brothers. I care about them like my own brother Phil. You know, they may not be blood, the other gentleman I mentioned, but they're all close to our family. They're all a part of it. My parents acknowledge them as their sons and or daughters. In the case of Tammy and Cheryl, and I mean, that's great. I just hope they're okay. It's hard to tell nowadays. Um, but anyway, getting back to the chat quickly. Hello, Jim's camera at dawn. Welcome, Jim. And also we have greetings, everyone, from him. And Roger says, "Howdy, Jim." And Jim says, "Roger, hello." Fantastic. So, Jim, it's good to see you. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. This is wonderful. Yeah, great. We have 4 gentlemen all here so far watching us today on this live stream. And, well, it's more of a web stream, but I mean, but yeah, Jim, thank you so much. Okay, so that takes care of the reminiscing. If you can remember any of the names, or if you would like to rewatch this, please do. And keep all of those people I mentioned in your prayers. Hopefully, they're all doing well. Hopefully, everything's going okay with them and their families. So, yeah, please keep them all in your prayers. That would be wonderful. My adopted brothers, such as Jay Aldridge and his partner Renee down there in Louisiana, say prayers for them. And my other adopted brother, Jason, and his partner Nikki, who are over there up in Michigan. Please say some prayers for them as well. And of course, like I said, don't forget Larry, please. Lots of prayers for him as his next vital and important heart appointment is coming up on August 1st. And hopefully he'll still be with us when he gets through that surgery. So lots and lots of prayers needed, folks. Really, really do need them at this time. Okay. Oh yes, and also please, one last prayers, please for Suzanne because she's got to get her knees taken care of. She's got a shoulder thing, so please, lots of prayers for my wife as well, as always. Okay, so I think I've covered everybody there. All right, now for the updates. So here's what we're going to be doing moving forward. Now, on weekends, we here at in our apartment complex, they do what they call a family dinner. Now, we're not family people, okay? None of us are. But they consider it a blessed meal. And they usually give us like chicken or pasta, maybe a roast every once in a while. There's just wonderful food that they give us and, trying to keep the community together. And it's very difficult, but they do try, and they are a Christian-based organization that gives us these meals every 2 weeks. So it's really wonderful that they're working together. Anne Marie, I'll have to remember her when I see her this time. So anyway, yeah. So they do this every 2 weeks. So on those weekends that they do the chicken thing, I've decided to go ahead and make Fridays like this afternoon as our webcam of the week, or excuse me, our live stream of the week. And where we're covering updates, we're covering issues out there. This will be every 2 weeks. I'm planning on doing. So that's one of the updates I wanted to mention is I would be doing this every 2 weeks, every Friday, right around this time, 12 noon. That way, it helps also that I don't interfere with my friend and brother, Gorilla, Gorilla's Random Thoughts, who does his wonderful Walton stream on Friday nights with myself, my other brother PvP, and Resolute Germ. So yeah, yeah. So that's why I do this like in the afternoon. So I know some of you guys are here, which is awesome, and 3 still watching. So very cool. And so that's what we're going to plan on for now is doing that one kind of JAS, which we call it. Every other Friday. So that's one thing. Okay, now on the weekends where I don't have chicken night, and that usually happens on Sundays, which kind of messes up a bunch of things I want to do with some of our other creators on YouTube. Every other weekend, well, right now, Sci-Fi Sif Dan or Daniel is busy with his life, his personal life. He's trying to get things done. So I admire that. I appreciate that. And I say, keep doing it, Daniel. If you can't do your shows on Saturday afternoons, we can postpone those. We can leave it until another time when you're ready to do those. And I'll just let him know we can only do it on the weekends I don't have chicken. That we don't have a chicken night, a chicken dinner or something like that. So, yeah, that's the only time we could. So that's one person that you might see me on future shows with PvP as we talk about TOS. We go into real good detail, I think, about a certain TOS episode, which we all, PvP and I initially have already seen, and we consider it great. But what we want to do is try to get Daniel to become more of a, permanent Trek watcher and less of a casual fan. We want him to be more of a permanent fan, not just his Star Wars, which considerably is amazing as a fan that he is. But he does state himself as a casual Trek fan. We want to change that. So that's what we're trying to work on as far as Daniel's concerned. Now, our other sister that we adopted is Charlotte Nightstar the werewolf. Now, I know for a fact that she only likes to do things every couple weekends herself. So usually she will do something on the weekend that we don't have chicken. So, which is fine. That's great. Which would be next weekend. So I said, okay, so whatever you got planned, I would love to be a part of it. Now, there's supposed to be a podcast that she hasn't done yet, but she's trying to get it towards the end of this month. She's trying to get together with Glenn Lawrence. And Glenn Lawrence Presents is a very controversial but very learned individual, and he has really lively debates, live stream debates, and panel and everything. And sometimes I listen, sometimes I watch and listen, and other times I just go, yeah. So for him, it's just kind of like an up and down kind of decision. But if Charlotte can pass it, if she can pull it off and be able to get a full on interview with him, I wouldn't mind being part of that. Or even if I could just, stay in the chat, that's fine too. And I would be able to interview him from the chat. So, yeah. So that's something we're looking forward to in the next couple weeks. This weekend, and then it would be the following weekend. So, okay. Now, one other update, or a couple other updates. First of all, for Gorilla's Random Thoughts, I have decided to stick with just 3 times that I would hang with him, because I know he's got things to do with his kids. I know Suzanne and I, we got plans, personal plans made for August, things that we have to do in our personal lives. So at this point, the only thing that I'm saying to Gorilla is I'm there for you when it comes to your cigar lounge if you do that on Tuesday nights. I will be there for you if you decide to do your Twilight Zone, which you didn't do this weekend or last night because we had a special stream we did with my brother Larry. So, yeah. So that was important. We had to do that. So, but if he does it the following Thursday, I'm there for him. Now, Fridays when we do Walton's, he's going to need me for the next couple of weeks, especially because for the next Fridays, because he has there are some real controversial episodes that were made during season 5 for the Waltons. And one of them mentioned Uncle Adolf. And you could probably tell who that was. And it had to do with his book that he wrote while he was in a prison cell in Munich, Germany. And yeah, that is going to be a very controversial episode. That is on episode 5 of season 5. And that's what we're on right now, season 5. So should be interesting. So that's what I plan on doing with Gorilla, my brother there, Jordan, and I plan to be with him on those 3 different shows to help him out and to be part of the panel. So those are going to be fun, at least until the fall, and we'll see what happens from there. So, okay, and then last but not least for now, because right now I'm going to put the mysteries on the back burner. I have a new element that I need to address, but I won't address that until after September begins, because I do have a new, I have one of my friends who I haven't talked to in a long time. I saw him at Larry's, that was James I mentioned to you folks, and James would love to do these mysteries with me. And I said, well, great. We'll just have to plan that for the fall. And he says, okay, I'm there. I can help you. I said, awesome. So we'll see what we can do with James and some of our other special guests. We're going to have the way I've got it planned so far with mysteries is we're going to talk about a certain mystery, and the person that applies to the area where the mystery's been done will be a part of my panel. They will be a special guest, and I'll have at least 2 of them. And these 2 special guests, along with me, will talk about this certain mystery and how it applies to them. If they've been there, have they seen this? Was it a cryptid? Whatever the mystery is about, were you there? Did you see what you saw? And so on and so forth. So, believe me, we're going to talk about a lot of those different things. But like I said, for now, that's on the back burner, but it is planned for sometime later in the fall. So I'll just say that much. Okay. In the meantime, I am trying to finish my 4 shows that I started way back for pop culture for weekly webcam series, the WWS. So as I said, right now I'm almost done with Red Dwarf. We have a few more seasons left of that. So I'm going to move Red Dwarf and TOS. The one episode I do of TOS each, which used to be each Tuesday, those two are going to be moved to Monday. So next Monday starting, I will be doing the 2 episodes of Red Dwarf and 1 episode of TOS. That'll be every Monday until both of those are finished out. And then on Tuesdays, I have the Get Smart, still on season 1 of that. So 2 episodes of that. And I'll be doing 2 episodes of the A-Team. Now that's on season 4. So I am almost done with A-Team. So as I said, once the other 2 of the 4 series I do, once the other 2 series are over, I will continue just Mondays and Tuesdays to finish the last 2. And that will finish the year for us here at Mikey Sue's 4. Now, towards the end of the year, I will ask you a poll of what 4 pop culture shows you want me to start talking about and going over the episodes and reviewing them myself a second time in next year. And if you can tell me in the in what you call the community section of Mikey Sue's 4, and what I'll do is I'll choose 8 different series, and then from those 8 series, just at random, and then I'll ask you which one of those 8, the top 4 will get the choices of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday that I do these shows normally, and then we'll be able to do them. So, but that'll be towards the end of the year, so make sure you folks check that out. And Milk for a Snack. Hello, Milk for a Snack. Hi, folks. Just stopping by on my digital travels. Well, good to see you, Milk for a Snack. Welcome to the Mikey Sue's 4 show. Good to have you. Hopefully, Milk, that you get to join us a few more times, and we can make you a standard mod of our channel. That's what we do. We give you a chance to check us out, see what you think. If you don't like us, that's fine. We're not upset. We respect the fact that you have come to watch our channel for the first time and to immerse yourself in it and see what you think. We appreciate that. We take all sorts of critique, everything. So And here is Booger 414 along with his awesome wife Christine. How you doing, Booger? He says, finally made it back. I'm watching on the train. I'm going to the casino for a concert. Awesome. Cool. What's the band that's playing? Let me know in the comment there, Booger, if you want to. Sci-Fi Sifdan, welcome there, Sifdan. Good to see you, my friend. Hello there, Mikey Sue's 4. How you doing, Sifdan? Hope everything's okay. Like I mentioned to the crowd, the gentleman here today, I did tell him, Sifdan, that when you're ready to go back to doing the TOS episodes with us, with your watch party and your discussion of sci-fi paraphernalia and memorabilia and all that stuff, let us know. And then PvP and I can choose another one for you. But I think we already have, right? We said it was going to be Spock's brain as a joke. Yeah. So that would be the next one, I guess. Yeah. So hopefully. And let's see. So Booger, and there's Sifdan. Okay. And Milk says, oh, no sweat. All respect here. Cool. Well, it's good to see you. And thank you for coming to take a look at the Mikey Sue's 4 channel. I hope we don't bore you. We try not to be boring. We do try to talk about current topics, updates, of this kind, little reminiscing here and there about past times, things going on. We, like I said, 4 days a week. Well, now it's 2 days a week because I'm slowly almost done with all my shows I do for the year. So that'll be on Mondays and Tuesdays. And then, like I said, I will be doing these every other Friday. So in 2 weeks from today, I'll be doing another JAS Special Edition, number 14. Yeah. So very cool. And Sci-Fi Sit Down says, Mikey got milk in the chat. Yes, there's a milk and a snack. And the Booger says, milk, solid enough to eat is weird, just saying. Yeah, it is. And Dan says, the Booger, just doing gamble away your whole paycheck. Probably so. Booger says, Weird Al Yankovic and Puddle's Pity Party. Ah, Weird Al Yankovic. Dare to be stupid. Yeah, well, that's awesome, dude. Weird Al Yankovic. That should be fun. That should be fun. Let's see. Milk for a snack, or Milk says, milk in the chat. Got milk for a snack. Had a friendly greeting, so I might come back. Sorry, folks. I tend to break out in rhyme at times. Oh, nice. Well, that's appreciated. Burger says, Spock's brain is freaking Shakespeare next to some of what passes for entertainment these days. I agree, brother. I totally agree with you. Yes, honest to God, I do. But you know, they have a drinking game associated with that. So my fear is that PvP will probably have some alcoholic beverage nearby. So every time that they say brain in the episode, you know, that could get ugly. We'll see. Jim says, Mikey, if you ever want to ease into your day, drop in for morning coffee. It starts between 5 and 6 a.m. usually, ends by 8 East Coast time. I answer chat, but it's nature and sunrise. Oh, cool. Okay. All right. So Jim's camera at dawn is offering his channel. Jim, you know, and gentlemen, you know this, right? You all have the Renchi, the blue Renchi. Yeah. So please advertise your channels here. Remember, like, share, subscribe. Don't forget that notification bell, that thing, so that you know when we're going to have webcams that come up, you know, about subjects, live streams, podcast. Because there's a few people I'd like to interview eventually over time. So yeah, I mean, when those things come up, don't forget, hit the notification bell. And remember, when it says notify me, all you have to do is tap it one little time. Yeah. That comes up, notification on. Lets people know. Yeah. It's very cool. And gotta forgive my eyes, folks. I think I need to get glasses. Milk says, Booger, there is a big backstory to the screen name. Sort of sad and sentimental. There is a song somewhere too. Oh, cool. That's cool, Milk for a snack. That's great. Booger says, drink, drink. What is drink? Yeah, exactly. Oh, and hello. There's my brother. Gentleman we were just talking about as part of our game, Larry from Years of Adventures, offering his channel. Hello, Mr. Larry. How are you, sir? It's good to see you. And where is my channel, Mike? Thank you for being there last night. Unfortunately, I can't stand. My chest has been hurting all night. Your channel's right up there, sir. It's right here. There's your channel. Yeah. And I marked it. So, yeah. So make sure you folks are all subscribing. As I said, make sure you say a lot of prayers for our friend and brother Larry. There we go. Well, we got you in there, my friend. There you go. Yeah, I'm sorry you've been hurting, my friend and brother. Thank you, Mikey. Jim, you're right. Thank you. You're welcome. And hey, there's PvP, our other brother from another mother, who unfortunately passed a while back, but rest in peace. And hello to you, my friend. Hi, Mikey. Good to see you, PvP. Yeah. He's from BC, British Columbia. Very nice guy. Booger says, I figured there was a story. I think we all have one for our screen names. Well, yes. As I think I mentioned it to you folks once before, Mikey Sue's 4 literally is my name, her name. You know, my name is Mikey, but I'm Michael. But, you know, I like going by Mikey. She knew me as Mikey, so I go by that. I don't like to say Suzanne's full name unless she knows and I know that we're in trouble. No, I'm kidding. So, I mean, but, you know, I just, you know, I use Sue's, and most people have called her Sue's, and especially some of her friends that are no longer with us. So, that, rest in peace, those folks we lost over the last couple of years. So, Sue's, and then the 4, which is FOUR, that's just the first 4 letters of our last name. Try to figure it out. Okay. I've told you guys before. Okay. I mentioned what it was about. But, you know, some people have short memories. It's okay, though. It's okay. Let's see. Mike, I love you, my brother, and PvP. We love you too, Larry. You know that you and PvP are brothers to our family. You're all in our prayers, and you're in my mom and dad's prayers as well. You know that. And of course, Brother Jay with his 12 prayer groups now, Larry. 12. He had 10. Now he has 12. So you got prayers coming up the wing helping you out there, brother. Pleasant says, love you too, Larry. Really hope you feel better soon. Yes, we all do. We all do, my brother. He says, PvP, thank you, my brother and Mike. I've always known you as Little Mike. Yes. Yes, that's true. You know why? Because you're a taller man than I am. I swear. I've told Larry before, I said, you could have gone and played basketball. But he played hockey. That's fine. He was great in hockey. He was a good player in hockey. Minor league, Phoenix Roadrunners. I remember all that, dude. Yeah. A lot of fun. Unfortunately, there was only 2 people I met from the Coyotes when they were still there. Now they're gone. They're the Utah Mammoth. Go figure that one out. Anyway, there was 2 people I knew back in the day. One was Keith Kachuk, and the other one was Shane Doan, who I call Donor. Only his friends could call him Donor, any close friends. So I consider myself a close friend of Shane. Yeah. Glad he's retired. He didn't have to. I'm glad he didn't have to face this when the owner decided to upchuck and take everything and move it to Utah, to Mormon country. Yeah. Didn't know that Mormons played golf or played hockey. I knew they played golf. I didn't know they played hockey. Crazy. Anyway, Jim says, is it a math term? Mikey Sue's 4? No. I just said what it was. Yeah, it's not a math term. Good try, though. Let's see. PvP says, looking like a quiet Saturday on YouTube. I'd have to catch up on other stuff. Yes, sir. Okay, and PvP, I'm coinciding with how Dan feels about what he wants to do. Now, we've already said Spock's Brain, that's going to be the next one we'll do. When Dan is ready and he wants to do his show, from 2 to 4 Pacific time, which is 5 to 7 p.m. my time and Suzanne's time here at East Coast, that's when we'll do it. Spock's Brain will be the next one we talk about. So that should be in a few weeks. Yeah. As I mentioned also earlier, if you get a chance to watch the rewatch here, PvP, I will be doing these JAS only on the Fridays that matter towards the special dinner that our apartment complex gives us on Sunday afternoons. And I do it because I do it at this time because that's normally when I do stuff. And also it doesn't interfere with Brother Gorilla's Walton stream later on in the evening. So it gives me plenty of time to do this, for up to 2 hours or up to an hour and a half Today, I think I'm going close to about an hour and a half. But after I'm done, it gives me time to rest, relax, and then get ready for Gorilla's thing. So yeah, so it's all planned out. This is the way that things are going to go. PvP. Um, hey Mike, don't forget Jeremy. Oh yeah, Jeremy Roenick. Yes. Okay, you're forgiven for not being able to spell the last name of Jeremy, but you got his name right. So yes, Jeremy Roenick. Yes. Yeah, that's the third one I met. That's true. Yeah, 3 people. Sorry, there's only 2 I knew of, but yeah, Roenick was the other one. Very cool. Spock's brain? No! We told you, PvP. Didn't we mention it? You and I, we mentioned it. We talked about it to Dan. He says, oh, man, that's a funny one. I said, yeah. I said, well, we got to have some humor, so why not watch Spock's brain? And every time they say brain, well, I'll have a drink like this. So every time they say brain, I'll open it and this, or I'll have this and I'll drink. Cheers. Now, no, this is not alcohol. Good guess, though. No. I'll let you guess what's in there. Okay. And Jim's camera says Star Trek rules. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But Star Wars is cool too. Yeah. I was reminding some of my brothers last night. There was this game I used to play called Star Wars versus Star Trek. It was an interactive online game. This was from that it was created by fans for fans, and I played it. And my very first channel I created back in 2006, which lasted for 8 years, was Warlord Fade. And Warlord Fade came from where I played this Star Wars versus Star Trek game, and I was known as Warlord Fade. Fade being Fade Ralpha from the Dune universe, who was, the Baron, the Na Baron of House Harkonnen. And we, not only did we have Star Trek and Star Wars in our mock battles we did, but we also had other ships we could incorporate. So we had Babylon 5, we had Dune, we had Lost in Space, we had all of those different ships that we could come up with, and from all the different Star Trek, seasons, which, of course, was Enterprise. We had Voyager, we had DS9, we had Next Generation, the original series. We had all the Star Wars movies up to that point, so the prequels and the originals. Yeah, we had it all there. So, yeah, it was very cool. Okay, and catching up in the chat. So, Star Trek's version of campy 50s sci-fi. Absolutely. And Bone gives it a thumbs up. Thank you, Bone. And Milk says, my father said Deep Space Nine is better than The Next Generation, but is that an uncommon sentiment or generally accepted as truth? I would say it's generally accepted as truth, because DS9 was a lot more important to character development, dialogue, story, plot, and it really, to be honest, it was one of the better shows that documented how a war could actually start, go on, and prolong for a while, but then finish with devastating results, right? No one was the winner of it, the Dominion War, with the Jem'Hadar, the Federation, the Klingons, the Romulans, the Founders, the Vorta, all the Breen. Yeah, I mean that was a loss. Yeah, there was no win-win in that. So I would say, my opinion, sir, yeah, generally accepted as truth. So your dad is pretty much right. Yeah. Larry says, all right. My brother in PvP and everybody else in the chat, thank you so much for the support. I got to get back to resting, and you all have a great weekend. Love you all, and always be yourself. Yes, sir, and I will mention that as I always do at the very end of every show I do. My brother, Larry, who says, always be yourself. Best piece of advice. So thank you, my beloved brother. I love you so much. All right. And PvP says, there are a handful of worse episodes, though. Well, yeah, there is. Mud's women, right? PvP? Too soon? No, I know. No, yeah, there's a few. And then there's the hippie one, of course, and the children shall lead. Yikes! Yeah, that's very scary. Pamela Ferdin, though, that's the only good young actress that came out of that because she did the voice of Lucy for Charlie Brown. So, yeah, Pamela Ferdin. Yeah, probably the only good one out of that bunch. Yeah. All right. And High Milk from Larry. And George Lucas. Oh my God, it's George Lucas. Hello, George. Welcome to the program. I am your father, and you know it. That's it. I am your father. Go away. No, just kidding. Anyway, George, good to see you, my friend. Thank you for coming in and giving your endorsement, saying hello. I appreciate that. And we got 8 people watching. Very cool. Yeah, we'll go on here for about another half hour. We can do that. We can talk about anything, really. Well, except for politics. I don't talk about politics. There's no point. PvP says, rest easy, Brother Larry. Talk later. And there's his channel. I'll mark that one more time. So please remember, this is Larry's Be Yourself Adventures channel on YouTube. When you get a chance today, please go and subscribe to his channel. He's got a lot of great content there. He goes around the state of Arizona, shows you a lot of different places. He's been to California, he's been to New Mexico, and he's hoping to do a full-on trip from Santa Monica to Chicago, doing the Route 66, getting your kicks from. Now, Larry, I got to be honest with you. I think it's easier for you to start in Chicago, fly there to Chicago, and then drive back and do the whole thing. Because that's what Suzanne and I did. We drove through most of that 66 route coming back by car. By car. We had a Nissan Rogue. It was nice. Yeah. A nice red one. So, yeah, check that out. All right. And Milk says, hello, be yourself, and how may I abbreviate your name? Do it as BYA, or just call him Larry. Larry's cool. He's my brother because he's related to my family, so he's Brother Larry. But you can call him Larry or BYA. Either one works. But make sure you subscribe there, Milk. Okay? Please do that. Yeah, Milk BYA would be great. Thank you, Larry. That explains it. Definitely. Thank you. PvP says, I like DS9 more than Next Gen. So do I. Yeah. This is the way I have it. I have it as TOS and TAS, and I combine them together. So that's number 1 for me. Number 2 would be DS9. Number 3 would be Voyager. Number 4 would be Next Gen. And then number 5 would be Enterprise. Yeah. So that's how I have it. Yeah. And anything after Enterprise does not exist. Except for maybe 3 episodes of season 3 of Picard where we had the Borg. That's about it. That's it. None of the other series, Strange New Worlds, Lower Decks, Prodigy, or whatever it was called, Prodigy, I guess it was called. Things like that. That doesn't exist to me. Short treks, no. Disco. Oh, we don't talk about Disco. Sorry. Disco's dead. Star Trek Disco is dead. Yeah. So we don't talk about that either. But yeah, there's a lot of them. So maybe Star Trek Legacy will be good. Maybe. There's rumors swirling around, but maybe that'll be better. Okay. DS, has more interesting characters. Okay. Larry says, don't forget to hit the like button and describe. And subscribe. Yeah, describe us. Right. That'd be good. And PvP says, plus, O'Brien gets to develop into a more interesting character. Agreed. And when he hooks up with Dr. Julian Bashir, oh my lord. Yeah. Battle of the Alamo. Never forget that. Larry says, all right, I am out of here. All right, buddy. Well, brother Larry, it's good to see you as always. Remember, please, everyone, go to his channel. Make sure you subscribe. Hit that like button. Don't forget, please, if you can, he is eligible. He's been eligible for a little while for monetization, so make sure you go there. Some super chats would help, some super stickers, whatever you can give for him to help him out there, be most appreciated. So thank you very much, everyone, for being able to do that for Larry. And prayers, of course, help. So lots of prayers, lots of love, lots of support. Milk says, being yourself turns out to be harder for most people than being anything else. You could be great, rich, famous, etc., and still fail at being yourself. I am on the trail, though, myself. Okay, great, Milk. That's awesome. Thank you. And we get Worf after a few seasons. Yes, that's true. And see ya, be ya, CYA, BYA. There you go, Milk. I was trying to do it like the announcer from the Yankees, where you go, see ya, and that's it. And see ya, Milk. Take care, my friend. Good to see you, sir. And look, it's Kage Noctum Gaming. Hey, what's up? Kage, what's up, my friend? Awesome to see you. Glad you're here. Yeah, we have about 20, 25 more minutes to go. Yeah. And then I think I'll call it a stream because I need some rest today. I need some sleep. Yeah. We had a couple of alarms go off. Last night, Larry, to be honest, I got the first decent sleep in a long time. I went to bed at 12:30 in the morning. I don't normally do that. Normally I stay up pretty late. But I did manage to get some good sleep last night. So thank you for having the stream when you did. That was fun. And Kage says, I just rebuilt my computer and Windows won't activate, so I need to find $120. Oh my lord, dude. Yeah, well, let's make sure we're also subscribed to Kage Noctum Gaming. And also, I wanted to show you folks this link. And if you're new to streaming or looking to level up on StreamYard, check out the StreamYard link that's posted there through PayPal, and you get a $10 discount. So if you've never been to StreamYard before, but if you decide you're going for the paid option, where you pay it per month, and that gives you a lot more available accessories to play with StreamYard, then go to this website there. And if you're brand new, and if I've referred you, you can mention my name, Mikey, our channel, Mikey Seuss 4. And if you mention that, they can give you a $10 discount off your first month's payment for the pay plan, for the first pay plan. So that's why I'm offering it. It's a referral to make sure that if any of you are interested at all. So, yeah. Awesome. And Booker says, oh, sure, I just renewed my subscription. You did? Oh, Booger, wow, okay. Well, if you upgrade to the next level, I don't know if you have the free plan, that's fine. I tell you to stick with that. But if you want to go to the next level, just follow what I bookmarked here. I'll play it again before we're done today. I'll let you know what's going on. Sure. So we can do that. Awesome. Okay, we're caught up on the chat. All right. So I appreciate all of you listening to my reminiscing earlier. We still have 7 people watching. That's very cool. Um, I love the people I mentioned. The 10 of us are as closely knit as my mother, myself, Suzanne, me, everybody that I mentioned. We're all bonded in some way or other. We all care about each other, but we haven't seen each other in a while. And some of us are still out there that need to be found. So yeah, there's a lot of anticipation. One day we could get us all back together would be wonderful. I wouldn't mind that. I definitely would like to arrange a get together so we can bring all our wives, bring all of our our kids. Maybe they could come too. And grandkids. If you have grandkids, they can come too. Nephews, nieces. That'd be great. I would love to plan something like that together. And I would love to plan it up here in Canada. That would be great because I know most people have not seen Canada, or at least this part of Canada, this eastern part. And we do have some wonderful facilities here that we could have gatherings like that. So hopefully one of these days we can do that. That'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, so you said you renewed. Yeah. And Jim says, Mikey, catch you around the channels later, y'all. Well, thank you, Jim. Jim, like I said, please you're allowed to put up your website there on YouTube to advertise your channel so that people can go there, subscribe, check out your content. Okay? So yeah, please do that the next time you get a chance, okay? Larry says, all right. My brother, I know, ready to leave because the cardiologist is calling me in. Okay, brother. Now you be safe. Be careful, my brother. We both, Suzanne and I, we love you. We're praying for you all the time. Mom and dad are too. My mom and dad are your mom and dad. So yeah. So we're always praying for you guys. All right. And I have whatever the medium level is. Oh, okay. All right. Cool. That's great, Booger. That's awesome. Okay. Well, this is amazing. Let's see. Just want to check something here for a minute. My eyes are getting all foggy again. Tends to happen when we get into the heat and the humidity. Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. Awesome. Okay. So we have 11 people that have come to our live stream today, this afternoon. That is awesome. That is amazing. Really appreciate all of you being here. We've got 5 still watching. So very, very cool. And like I said, other than this stream today, I don't have anything planned for the weekend. Other than, like I said, tonight, we do have season 5, episode 3 called The Comeback for the Waltons. That should be around 8 or 9 o'clock my time, Eastern Standard. Usually, Gorilla starts around 8 Central, his center of the universe, or 9 o'clock. So, yeah. So we'll find out when that's going to be tonight. That'll be a lot of fun, though. PvP, my brother and me and Resolute Germ and Gorilla all have a lot of fun talking about the Waltons episodes. Oh, shoot, which reminds me, I need to watch the behind the scenes of the comeback. Judy Norton is a good friend, so yeah. I've already asked her if she wants to do a podcast with me, and I could bring a couple of our friends to do that, so that'd be cool. I'll tell her again on this next one. Okay. And Milk for a Snack said it was nice stopping in. Maybe swing by again if you do this often. Thanks, folks. Thank you, Milk. Thank you so much for coming in. As I said, make sure you come by more often, a couple more times, and I will get you your standard mod ship so that you can actually promote your channel. Yeah. So, yeah, please come by a few more times. That would be a lot of fun. I'm sure we're looking forward to seeing you. Alrighty. And Bone says, I'm working while listening to the stream. Yes, you can do that too. Now you can work while you're listening to my Kisu's 4 and my sorry butt acting like Chatterbox and talking, so much. I'm sorry. I'm kidding. I like making fun of my own channel because I think it's fun. You should. Every once in a while, some of these real serious channels, right, get to the point where they're like, well, I can't, well, I don't, joke or anything. I love joking. I love parodies. That's why I'm so jealous of you, darn it, Booger. You're going to see Weird Al Yankovic. I'd like to go see Weird Al Yankovic. Wow. Oh, boy. Yeah, good episode. Thank you. Thank you, PvP. Also, I watched it last night. Yes, cool. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet myself, the comeback. Yeah, so I'm going to go watch that after this pretty soon. Yeah, I'm going to take a look at it. Cool. Thank you. Any idea what time Gorilla is going to be on? I don't know, PvP. Remember last time, I think he was on about 9 o'clock his time central, which was like 10 o'clock my time. But he might go on at 8 o'clock central, 9 o'clock my time PM. So we'll see. You're going to have to ask him. Look, you're friends with him on Facebook. So am I. I don't have to always ask him. You go ask him. Okay? I'm sure he'll tell you. Or you can just mail an email to him and shout out, And Kage says you should be at Chatterbox when you stream. Yes. Well, thank you, Kage. I know. And, well, I am to some extent. I do. I talk a lot. So it's just the way I am, Weird Al puts on a good stage show. Yeah, I believe that. I have heard some rumors about that. Yes, he's one of the more enlightened performers. Would you care to tell me how much you paid for your ticket there, Booger? Usually concerts like that are pretty expensive. I don't know if you want to mention that, but I paid a lot for the last real concert I saw was Van Halen, and that was in 2012. So that was only 13 years ago, and where Kool and the Gang opened for him, and that was expensive. That was the last concert I ever saw. Yeah, crazy. And Kage says I saw the Breaking Benjamins recently. Oh, cool. Yeah, they're a good group. I don't mind those guys. They're a little crazy, but hey, who isn't? you know, Breaking Benjamins. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'll message him later. He'll be at work now. Yeah, we don't want to interrupt the gorilla. He's one of those quality control guys. Yeah, we don't want to mess with him at work. Yeah, you could just disturb him and say, "Kabla, kabla, you silverback ape." When are you gonna have your show tonight? That sort of thing. We love you, gorilla. You know that. Booger says, plus the opening act is Puddle's Pity Party. Who should you check out here? Who you should check out here on YouTube? Oh, okay. Puddle's Pity Party. Okay. Try to say that 3 times fast. Right, Booger? For Puddle's Pity Party. Hard enough for me to say once. Much less more than 5 times. Kage says I paid $25 a ticket for Breaking Benjamins in the nosebleeds, and you got free upgrade on the middle section to the middle section. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, we used to have back when I was in Arizona, we used to have this place called the Cricket Pavilion, and the Cricket Pavilion had lawn seats. You could sit on the lawn, and I did manage to see a few of the solo tours that Sting did on those very lawn seats. Yeah. I knew I had a friend, and she and her daughter We called her Stinger Woman, but her real name is Wendy. And she took her daughter to see Sting at one concert. They paid $90 a piece. That's almost $200 after taxes to be right there in the front row to watch Sting perform. Yeah, crazy, right? I mean, that's expensive stuff. But if you like the artist, you really enjoy watching them, you pay the money. Yeah, I mean, when the Police came out in 2007-08 for their reunion tour, I paid $170 before taxes, you know, for my seat. And it was in the upper area there, just to the right of the stage. So I was very close. I was right there. Yeah. So it was worth it, though. It was fantastic. And his son, Joe Sumner, opened with his own trio band called Fiction Plane, which you should also check out on YouTube if you're telling me to check out Puddles Piddle. See, I already can't get it. Puddles Pity Party. So yeah. Well, I'm not sure. The wife bought the tickets. Oh, cool. Well, I will check out the group. Okay, I will do that for you and Christine. Puddles Pity Party. I will check it out. Okay, but also in the same vein, check out Fiction Plane. They are a good band, good trio band, and like I said, the guy who's the lead singer, Joe Sumner, is Sting when he was Gordon Sumner from a previous marriage he had with a lady named Frances Tomelty. Their son is Joe. Joe is exactly like his dad. He can sing like him. He can play instruments. He can do anything. So yeah, check out Fiction Plane. That's Fiction and Plane, Plane. Yeah, check them out as well. And I will check out yours that you recommended. Okay, cool. Bone says I saw The Offspring last weekend. I got a free ticket to the show. Awesome, dude. Yeah, I won. There was only a few concerts I've been to where I won free tickets. I won 2 free tickets to Eric Clapton, and the Wallflowers opened for him. This was on the Slow Hand tour, and I won those tickets because I answered a Christmas question. Yeah, yeah. So, so what I did was I took my friend at the time, Carol, and we went to go see Eric Clapton because she had never seen Eric Clapton in concert. So that was fun. And like I said, Jacob Dylan and the Wallflowers opened for him. That was a fantastic concert. So yeah, that was one of the few times I actually had free tickets. The other times, I think, yeah, one time I was friends with a radio station, and I went to go see Macy Gray for free. And then the other time, I won an album and a ticket. An album. I won a free album for ABBA, which was their Super Trooper album, and I won that for free because I answered a question. There was a couple things like that. That was very cool. And I even did win something here with my beautiful wife Suzanne for a local radio station. It was here. I answered a correct question and got something. So that was very cool. Yeah. And lots of good concerts coming up. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah. And Kage says in North Carolina, there's tickets for Weird Al for $12 right now. Wow. Nice. Yeah. Weird Al is fantastic. I mean, he's still one of the good guys that doesn't overcharge for his concerts and loves his public and knows his roots. He knows where he came from. Yeah, I mean, he's still one of the better artists. I'll take Suzanne to see him if he comes here to Toronto. I will. Yeah, I definitely love Weird Al. Always funny. Booger says most concerts these days are expensive, but I look at it also as a weekend trip to a casino I haven't been to in years, and Christine has never been to. Well, just a quick story about me and Suzanne. We've been to Niagara Falls, Ontario 3 times. And the third time we went, we stayed at this very small motel, which was supposed to be, I think it's supposed to be a romantic motel because it had a heart-shaped, yeah, hot tub. It had a heart-shaped hot tub in it, but it didn't work. We were a little upset about that. But we fit in it. I mean, it was perfect. She and I, we sat down, sat in there, and yeah, fit perfect. So it would have been fun. But hey, the room was still decent, and we didn't have bed bugs, didn't have any problems, so it was nice. We went to a casino. She won $250. We went out to a place called the Rainbow Cafe. Had a wonderful, fantastic dinner there. We got to go out and about, and then that was our weekend. We had fun. So we got out of there with making money, and then because we decided we didn't have to stay for the full time we were going to be there, we did get our money back, thankfully, from the nice guy who was the owner of the motel. Gave some of our money back to us, all of it, for one night's equivalent, which is all I asked for, and we got it. And then we went back home. So we ended up with some money left over. It was kind of nice. Yeah, very nice of the manager, by the way. Kage says, I like to take like $25 to the casino and have a decent night. Yeah, usually if you're going to gamble, you want to, okay, before you even go to gamble, you want to set boundaries, right? You want to set how much you can afford to lose, because remember, the casino wins the money. You don't win, they do. Okay? Majority of the time, it's always the house wins. So you want to know how much you want to put down to play, whether it's slots or craps or card games or the baccarat table or any of that. So yeah, you want to plan ahead of time how much you're willing to lose. And then when you get to your limit, you want to know when to stop, and you also want to know how to plan for other things to go see. So if you go into an area which has a casino, more than likely there's a bar you can hang out at. There's a place you might be able to go see a show, right? There's a lot of things. So plan for that. Plan for all of that. That's some of my advice that I would give from my past experiences. So, Bones says, I bet that was really dope. Yeah, bet it was. Booger says, I have found some good bands on YouTube. That is cool, sir. Yeah. Well, there's what's that one young band that's out now? It's I believe it's called either Blame the Jukebox or Blast the Jukebox or something like that. Yeah. Yeah. But they know a lot of cover songs. They're really good at what they do. They had to get rid of one of their band members because I think he was doing drugs or doing some weird ass shit. So they had to get rid of him. But they got a brand new guy, and he's doing really well. Yeah. So yeah, let me see if I can find them on YouTube again. I'll find the name of the band now, then I'll give you their website. So give me a moment while I look that up for you folks. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Now, usually they're on YouTube. Okay. Well, if anybody knows their name on Facebook, because they're on Facebook most of the time. So if one of you can remember their name on Facebook, let me know because I can find their YouTube channel. So okay. Kage says I got free tickets to a Pink Floyd cover band years ago. That was really dope. I'll bet they were. Yeah. I'm glad I got to see the real Van Halen though. Because somebody said they wanted to take me to their to the Van Halen cover band. And I said, no, no, I want to see the real Van Halen. And thankfully, like I said, back in 2012, when they got back together with David Lee Roth and Alex and Eddie, rest in peace, and, then Eddie's son, Wolfie, Wolfgang, who also has a great band. That's the one I want to recommend too to you guys is Mammoth. So let me go find Mammoth here real quick, and I'll put their now he's Wolfie Van Halen, WVH, but it's Mammoth. There it is. Yeah, it's Mammoth. There we go. We get to their channel here. Okay. All right, and Kage says, I love the Wallflowers. Yeah, I got to see them for free. They opened for Eric Clapton back in the day. I won 2 free tickets, so I got to take a friend and we went to go see them. Yeah. Eric Clapton was fantastic. Yeah. But Jacob Dylan was cool. Yeah. He was good. He sings just like his dad, Bob. Yeah. Booger says, we just saw a Bon Jovi cover band called Raise Your Hands at a local festival. They were pretty good. Oh, awesome. And hey, Mike. Hey, Mikey. Hello, Eric. The Stardashians, folks. These are Eric and Lee. They're planning to move to North Carolina soon. And they have some great content on their channel. Eric, if you want, please post your website, post your YouTube website here, since you're a wrench also, my friend, a standard mod. So yeah, you're allowed to do that. Go ahead and do that for me if you want. So welcome, Eric and Lee. And PvP says, see you later, Mikey, heading out. All right, PvP, take care of yourself, my brother. PvP has some great content on his channel. He has playlist where he has music, and he's got a lot of different Canadian bands on there. He's got The Damned, he's got Mott the Hoople, he's got David Bowie. He has a lot of great music there, good musical content, great music genres. Please check out Pleasant Valley Picker CA at his channel. All right, please do that. Okay, and Eric is asking, how are you, my friend? I'm doing all right, my friend. We're just having a little bit of lunch. We're doing this show to bring some updates to everyone. I had a little bit of a reminiscing earlier about some of my friends who I do miss that are everywhere else in the world, but I've got my wife here, and I'm happy. I got my cats too, so yeah, we're very happy. But we do miss family and everybody. So yeah, it is tough. It's tough not to have any family members around here, except for one, Scotty. But that's about it. It's a good friend of my wife. Didn't have bed bugs 5 stars. Yes, I agree with you there, Kage. Booger says, years ago, there were ads on TV for a couples resort called Mount Airy Lodge. I remember them talking about heart-shaped beds and tubs as a kid. Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, this, like I said, I forget the name of the motel, but this was just outside of Niagara Falls, Ontario, near the falls itself. And it wasn't too far. I mean, we just walked, and we had a car. Or no, we didn't have a car. I'm sorry, we walked. But I mean, we took transportation, so we could get around. But it was fun. It was close. It was right there. So yeah, that was a great time. And Kage says, "Yep, I've been twice to the casinos with about 25 and played about 125 worth of slots. Just never had a balance over 25. Thankfully, that's good, because that is something, like I said, Kage, you've already got your planned out option. You know what you want to do, how much you want to spend, how much you're willing to lose. That's the main thing I'm saying. How much do you want to lose? You don't want to lose your house, mortgage, all this other stuff. The people in Las Vegas are nuts. They're nuts. They're insane. Okay, that means the same thing, but I mean, you know what I mean. I mean, those people are crazy. And Kage says, yeah, Booger, I found a cover band on YouTube called First to 11, and they're really dope. Cool. Okay. And Kage said, I saw them live last year. It was really cool. Met the lead singer. She's amazing. Awesome. Okay. All right. And here's the website for the band I'll recommend today. It's called Mammoth WVH, which is short for Wolfgang Van Halen, Eddie's son. And if you go there, there's some great content, some good videos, good music. I love his band. I really do. Wolfgang is cool. So, yeah, make sure you guys go there and check out that website. That'll be the band recommendation for today. The next one will be the jukebox one I find for you guys. Yeah, that'll be next time, 2 weeks from today. So, yeah. All right, another good band I found here and have seen live a couple times is First to 11. Yeah, I heard about them. And hey, the Christian Carpenter. Hey, Christian Carpenter, good to see you, my friend. Yeah, he says, hey, Mikey, it's good to see you. Yeah, it's great to see you, my friend. Wonderful for you to be here. Christian Carpenter is a great follower of our friend Trusty Ape, Kevin, who resides in the Bay Area. Good friend of mine. I consider him a brother, as well as Christian Carpenter here. And, I mean, those are good guys. Christian Carpenter has a good channel. Trusty Ape has a great channel. Make sure you guys check those out, please. Good afternoon to everyone. Christian says, this is Christian's, this is your website, right, Christian? Yeah. So, like I said, you have the Blue Wrenchy. So having it, please, endorse your channel, bring it out here on the chat, make sure that we see it, and if we do, we can highlight it. And then towards the end, I'll highlight it and show it to you folks so that you can go and subscribe, please. That means the world to me to be able to help others out. That's why this is a kindness channel. We're here to help. We're here to help everyone. Booger says, Kage, didn't see your earlier post. I am also a First to 11 fan. Let them at 2 shows. Oh, cool. And Kage says, oh, Booger, we said the same band. I've only seen them live once. Cool. And, okay. I'm sorry. Christian showed his song contribution of the day. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Christian. And Mikey, Mikey, now you have to look up First to 11 now. Yeah. Well, and then the other one that Booger so only told me about, Puddle's Pity Party. That's the other one. Yeah. Oh! I know what I'll give you another recommendation. I know what it's called. So give me a minute. I just figured it out. Okay, let's see here. Okay, let's see here. There they are. Burn the Jukebox is what they're called. And I do have them subscribed. So let me go ahead and post their channel too. Burn the Jukebox. They do have some good music. Okay. And they're always on YouTube. So if you get a chance. Okay. Okay. So this one right here, that is a website for Burn the Jukebox. So now we have two websites you can check out today: Mammoth WVH and Burn the Jukebox. Yeah, they're a great group. You guys should definitely check them out. Okay. And Kage, what I'll do is next, or in 2 weeks, I'll post the first to 11 website after I check them out, and I'll also post Puddle's Pity Party that Booger recommended. So cool. Booger, I drove 4 hours to see them in St. Louis. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. Alrighty. And again, there's their Burn the Jukebox website. Okay. Alrighty. Well, we are pretty much over the 1 hour 30. So I think we're going to go ahead and call it a stream with that. And I do want to go ahead and do the recap so we can thank everyone. So first of all, let's thank Roger Blair. And remember, as I'm thanking people, please go to their websites. If you can find them on YouTube, I hope you can. And subscribe. Please subscribe to everybody I mentioned today. There is Bone. Thank you, Bone, for being here. Toby. And Jim's Camera at Dawn. Check out his early morning show. He says from 5 to 6 a.m., usually up to 8 a.m. If you're up that early, I will try, Jim. I will try. If I'm up early enough, I will come by and try to catch your show. We have a new person here that joined our family, Milk for a Snack. So hopefully, Milk for a Snack, you can come back, join us in future webcams or in live streams, and say you're here, and we will give you that Blue Wrenchy. Yeah, we'll give it to you. All right. Booger 414, along with his wonderful wife Christine. Thank you, Booger, for showing up today. Sci-Fi Sifdan, thank you, sir, for appearing. Hope you're going well with your job search, and also hopefully that you are going to be working steadily. And like I said, my friend, when you're ready, when you have time frame available and you feel like doing your show again on Saturday afternoons, let us know, both me and PvP, okay? That'd be awesome. All right. And of course, my brother Larry, Be Yourself Adventures. Make sure you check out his website there. He has great content, goes all over, like I said, a couple different states. He wants to do Route 66 as a big, huge adventure, so make sure you check him out. There he is. Also, PvP, our brother from British Columbia. And you'll usually find him on Gorilla's Random Thoughts channel with Cigar Lounges on Tuesdays, Thursdays, which I hope are steadily for the Twilight Zone, and Fridays with the Waltons. So make sure you check my friend out there. And guess what? George Lucas showed up, folks. Wow. All right, George. Well, hopefully you'll get to come by again a couple more times. Check me out and my wife here at Mikey Sue's 4, and we'll give you a Blue Wrenchy so you can promote yourself. Not that you haven't already. And there's Be Yourself Adventures website again. And Kage Noctum Gaming. Kage's was here today. Thank you, Kage. Here's the promotion, as I said, one last time for StreamYard.com/PowD and so on, the numbers there. Please go there if you have never joined StreamYard before. And if you do, and you go for the first paying plan, above the free plan, you get $10 discount. And tell them that Mikey Seuss 4 sent you. Tell them that both of us sent you guys. So we get the recommendation. We get benefited too if you tell them that Mikey Seuss 4 channel on YouTube recommended you for StreamYard. So, and then the Stardashians, Eric and Lee. Thank you so much, guys. Hopefully you both get home to your final home safely there in North Carolina. Hope that all works out for you guys. And I'll check you out on some of your future live streams. The Christian Carpenter. Thank you, Christian Carpenter, for being here. Here also is a song recommendation of the day for Christian. So check that out. And here is my recommendation for Burn the Jukebox, which is a group which is on Facebook and YouTube. And let's see, I had one other recommendation. I think I posted it. Well, maybe I didn't. Okay. Well, there was a post that I did for Mammoth uh, WVH, which is Wolfgang Van Halen's group. If you get a chance, go there for YouTube. And let's see. Let's see if I can put that up one more time. So let me do Mammoth WVH, and we'll go to their website. Okay. Okay. And have a great day, Mikey from Kage. Everyone be blessed by whatever you look up to. Yes, very much so. Thank you, sir. And there's StreamYard, StreamYard.com if you go there. And thank you, Kage, for that. Also, it didn't copy the whole thing. I wouldn't worry about it. Just, the www.streamyard.com. Best way to go there. And here is the other band I mentioned, Mammoth, WVH, or just Mammoth, is Wolfgang's group. That is their YouTube channel. So make sure you check them out. Check out Burn the Jukebox also. Okay. Those are my recommendations for today. Alrighty. And we'll highlight that. Okay. So I want to thank everybody that was in the chat. And Booger says, got to get going, about to head from train to hotel. All right, Booger, you be safe. Enjoy the concert tonight with Weird Al. Tell him Dare to Be Stupid, okay? or tell him that Luke Skywalker sent you. Yeah. Tell him that. Go as a Wookiee or do the Wookiee voice or something. Yeah. That'd be fun. Yeah, sure. Long, long time ago. On Tatooine, things like that. So, yeah, definitely check that out and have fun tonight. All right, everybody. So, with that, let's go into a prayer real quick. So, in the name of Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, dear Lord, thank you so much for this wonderful thing we call social media. As you well know, we have wonderful family and friends, 272 of them, Lord. And like I said, they're a community of brothers and sisters. They're not just subscribers, they're family to us. We love them all, we care about them all, and we pray for them all, for them and their families. Also, everyone I mentioned today, Lord, in my heart, my wife and everybody else we know that needs help this time desperately in all of their lives. Please take care of them all through your Son, Jesus Christ, His Blessed Mother, the Most Blessed Virgin Mary, the Holy Spirit itself, and also our patron saints, Saint Suzanne and Saint Michael the Archangel, Defender of Heaven. May they all pray for us, bless us, and keep us in their steady grace. So for all this we ask, Lord, in your name, amen and amen, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. So thank you, Lord, for listening to our prayers. And and of course, as you all know, folks, we have many blessings to be thankful for. And one of those is our friends. And of course, Brother Larry, who always says, always be yourself. Great piece of advice. My wife, beautiful Suzanne, who says, leave everything in God's hands. It's the best piece of advice that she could give. And I've never forgotten it. And then there is also my own meme, which I have for this channel called Always Expect the Unexpected at Mikey's Who's For. And last but not least, that wonderful man, rest in peace, Gene Siskel, who was also a movie critic for the Chicago Tribune and did a great job on that. He was my favorite nerd growing up as I was watching movie critiques and so on with the fat man, Roger Ebert, who also passed, rest in peace. And he always said, and now the aisle is closed. So again, I feel very blessed that the Gene Siskel family and the foundation can allow me to say that without any copyright strikes. So thank you, bots. And thank you, YouTube overlords, for that. Alrighty. So with that, we say, God bless America. God bless Canada. God bless the UK. And also our friend, Lisa Hogan, who we'll get to see in September. Please check her place. She has a website, which I will post next in 2 weeks. Travel with Lisa MH. Make sure you check out her website on YouTube. She has wonderful content there. She's a videographer, does a lot of great traveling. So make sure you check out her place. All right. And of course, as we say, pray for the rest of the world. We have one. Take care of it. Do what you can. Don't provoke Mother Nature. That's what we like to say, which is true. And of course, peace from Mikey Sue's 4. So, on behalf of everybody that was here in the chat, and of course, myself, my beautiful wife Suzanne, and our 2 lovely cats, Moon Pie and Deja Vu, I want to say, take care, everyone. It was great to be here today on just another stream, Special Edition 13, our lucky number, to give you updates, to reminisce about a few of my friends that may be long gone or still around, but just scattered. And next time, 2 weeks from today, hopefully we'll get another chance to do this again, and we'll present a couple bands that you should check out, some new bands. And I already got the 2 because these guys gave it to me today. So thank you, guys. You know who you are for that. And we'll check you out next time. We'll see you guys. Have some fun. Have some great times, guys and gals. And remember, be nice to one another. It's only the right thing to do. All right. Take care, everybody.